Good morning, Marie. Good morning, Cheryl. So glad that you guys are here this morning. Hi. Everybody's hopping on at once, and that's a great thing. Jen, we're going to get to it. We are going to get to it. Hi, everybody. Yes, the tree is still up. The tree is still up. What are you going to do? I don't even know at this point if we're going to take it down. I don't know. Hey, girl, hey. I'm so glad Katrina is here. Well, you guys, I was out yesterday morning in what I thought I was coming down with something. I did not sleep at all the night before, woke up all through the night and thought I was coming down with something, had like leg cramps, body aches, and thought, this is it. This is the big one. But I feel right as rain today. Right as rain. I don't know what the problem was, but I thought I was going to get the summer flu is what I thought, but I didn't. But I am here to tell you something. Now, we're not going to jump into it right now. We're not going to jump into it, but I am giving you a heads up. We will be discussing presumed innocent. We will be discussing it in full. Okay, in full. Spoilers and all. So if you didn't watch it yesterday, that's on you, America. That's on you.
Well, maybe we can do that maybe toward the end of the show.
No, and I'm going to tell you why. And we're not even going to do the thing where we wave and it's safe for you to come back. You know, I was thinking last night as I was laying in bed, there are podcasts, there are YouTube shows where they will literally talk about the Bachelorette or the Bachelor episode the next morning. If you were like, well, I'm sorry I had to work late, they don't care. They don't stop the presses for that. Why do we have to? We don't, is the answer that David is looking for. We don't. And we're not gonna, because we got to talk about it. So if you haven't watched it, you're just going to need to turn us off. Mary Lopez, I understand that you're at a Best Western with 17 family members in one room. I can only assume that's because your last name is Lopez.
I didn't really get that, but okay.
Lopez, they have all the people that live in the house. That's what Sissy told us. Cece, that works at Cracker Barrel.
Cece.
She's, anyway, I don't know if you got to watch it last night because you're in there with your kids, but I'm still going to talk about it. And you know how much I love Mary Lopez. I knew it would get him. I knew it would get him. Tell him I got more where that came from. Can't think of any right now, but I got more. I'm sorry I missed y'all yesterday on what was a riveting news day. And by riveting, I mean, what in the world? What in the world, y'all? I don't know what end is up. I don't know what end is up. I just know November can't come soon enough. Let's get this over with. Okay? I feel like we are drawing out. With us drawing it out.
I heard someone say yesterday, today. They said the new race has begun or something like that. I'm like, seriously, I feel, and I'm talking about the most current one since Biden stepped out, whatever. I feel like that has been going on for the last 18 months already.
For real.
I feel like they've already.
Here's the thing. Why are they traveling around to towns and talking to people? Everybody already knows who they're going to vote for. They already know. There is not, I do not feel that there is one person who is sitting around going, I'm really torn. I'm really torn. These are two polar opposite camps.
I don't know, but they talk about so many people that are, undecided or the moderates or those kind of things. So yeah, I think probably the majority already knows. But I'm always curious about those campaigns though. Isn't that kind of like preaching to the choir?
Right.
Like if you're undecided or a moderate, however you want to say that. Do you go, I'm just going to hear what they have to say? I don't feel like those events are...
That's for the people who go to the local diners, David. The undecided people are the ones who go in for waffles and grits, and then the presidential candidate just happens to be there.
Well, hello.
Happens to be there,
Did you leave anything for me?
passing out bacon and saying things like this. I don't think they liked anything. Even though they have a clean plate. Like, that's what happens in the diners. People make their decision in the diners. You know, I don't see anybody going down to ye old Jack in the Box at 2 a.m. when the dope heads, as my granny would call them, are down there eating tacos. And I feel like those are really the people who need to know what's going on. But that's what my granny used to say. You can find the dope heads at the Jack in the Box eating tacos at 2 a.m., which is why you'll never see me there.
Well,
Also, she went to bed at 8 p.m. That's another reason why we would never see her there.
in fairness, you know, they can get the munchies, and
They can!
Jack in the Box is one of the few that are open that late.
Well,
so.
I think that's why Jack in the Box has things like special deals. Like, come in right now and you'll get 2 tacos, a Western burger, 4 egg rolls, and some hot wings.
Things that make no sense.
No sense whatsoever. But there is some guy living in his mom's basement because he's on disability, going like this. Dang, that sounds good, don't it, Tommy? Okay, I did something different with my eyebrows today, and I'm not gonna lie. None of y'all have said anything. Not even you. Okay, I'm gonna turn around and let you see it. And then I'm gonna come up close and let y'all see it. Please hold your opinion until they can give theirs.
Turn this way a little bit. Okay. But maybe I don't look at him enough.
That's a man for you. Let's bring it in, sisters. Okay, sissy cats, here we go. Ready? What y'all see?
It looks to me like you did a light color right here, like a highlight or something. Is that what you're talking about?
Okay. They're all like, I don't see no difference. Okay. So I did brush them up. So I followed what Michaela Nogoriga on TikTok. I can't say her last name, but she does the makeup. Okay? And they're brushed up with some like holding gel to hold them there in place. But then I ordered a, you're supposed to fill it in. It's one of those 2-pronged things and you go like this and you fill it in. But it's too light and I ordered dark brown. And it's too light.
That's the
Yes,
what I
that's
was
the
talking about.
light that you're seeing.
Oh.
So, you know, once you open a product, you ain't gonna send it back to Amazon. So now I just gotta go buy some more.
I don't know.
What?
I don't know if I like the brush up.
Well, the brush up is in style right now, so you don't really have a choice about that.
Well, what about the trim down? What about the trim down if you're going to brush up?
I did trim down. The other day when she waxed off, she trimmed down so that I could brush up.
Oh, there's one little section right there. It looks like it's kind of... You're the one that laid yourself out there for input.
I know, and they gave me great input. What are you giving me? Nothing but
Facts.
nothing but facts.
Hey, I have a question. Did you see the Mark Wahlberg thing like a day ago or
No.
a day and a half ago?
I feel like if I saw Mark Wahlberg, I wouldn't forget.
So he is, he's always been real into working out. But he's
Please tell me.
diving.
But now he's decided no, and he's just sitting on the couch eating biscuits.
He's been into working out, but now he's like kicking it up. And for some reason, I don't know if it's a movie he's doing or whatever, but he's having to, leave like at 5 a.m.
Okay, he was getting up every single morning at 4 a.m. to work out.
Right.
So he's kicking it up now by getting up, but sleeping in an hour later.
He wakes up at, what did he say, 1 p.m.
1 p.m.?
I'm sorry, he wakes
That's
up.
my kind of man.
I think he said he wakes up at 1 a.m., but he's working out by 2 a.m. He's working out by 2 a.m. every single day. And someone said something about sleep, and he goes, well, I'm going to get my sleep so you can back it up. I generally go to bed about 5 o'clock. So he goes to bed at 5 o'clock at night, wakes up at 1 to get ready to work out at 2 o'clock.
You know what? He's not spending any time with his family.
That's what I thought. I thought, okay, that's amazing that you're that committed to that. And maybe it's for a season because he's working on this movie or whatever it is. There was something that is why he's having to wake up, or he's got to be out of the house earlier or something.
His wife's having to wake up? Yeah. Is that what you just said? His wife's having to wake up?
No, I didn't say that.
Oh, I think maybe you said that's why he's having to wake up.
That's why he's having to wake up.
Okay.
But 5 o'clock at night? Yeah, you're literally not seeing.
That's so weird because you know his kids probably don't wake up till 8. Let's say 8 o'clock, you know? And I mean, but granted, well, I was going to say he could spend all day with them. 8 to 5 is all day with them. But I'm sure he's busy doing other things.
Yeah, he's working on some project or something. That's why he's. That's why it's.
I wonder though, and you know, because he is really known to be very much a family man. I just wonder if actors and the people that they're married to, celebrities and the people they're married to, are used to those seasons. It's no different than when we lived in Nashville and a guy would go off on tour, a bass player would go off on tour, and his wife would be like, see, I won't see you for 3 months. And she was fine with it. I mean, that's how they learn to live like that. I wonder if she's just used to, this is a season. He's got to do it.
Yeah.
If he has teens, they're not waking up till 11. Well, yes, for sure. I was being generous with 8 a.m., but you know.
And they said she said unless they work. I don't know why. I got a strange feeling his teenagers probably don't work. Maybe now that could be wrong. I'm sure some of them are required to.
Speaking of work, if you saw my Instagram stories yesterday, then you already know this, but I think I will repeat it here. We sat our daughter down yesterday, and I really am telling y'all this story based off of, I'd like your input. I need your help a little bit. Remy turned 18, went to camp, came home. I don't know what's going on there. Came home, and y'all, I wish you could see the hand signals that David is giving me. I don't know what in the heck they mean. I don't know if he needs me to go faster in this story. I don't know if he wants me to leave a part out. I don't know if he doesn't want me to tell it at all. He's giving hand signals like this.
It's real clear. You know what this is.
Why don't you do it in front of the peeps?
No, because that defeats what I'm trying to do. That defeats the purpose.
He's wanting to keep something from y'all, but that's not in my nature. Anyway, so we sat her down yesterday, and what we are doing is we are trying to begin to loosen, give her more rope, okay? And so we sat her down yesterday and we told her, this is your senior year, you're 18 years old, you will begin to pay for your car payment. Insurance, sorry, your insurance.
Which is about the price of a car payment.
Now her car insurance has gone up because we've got one of those little things that go into the car and it tracks how she drives, and her insurance is going up because the girl, she like the sudden stops, okay? And the reckless turns. So her car insurance is going up. So we are having her pay her car insurance. And then her daddy said, and you're also responsible for your gas now. He goes, that's not to say that occasionally I won't get in your car and notice that your fuel is low and want to surprise you and fill up your gas tank. That's what dads do, okay? But overall, you will be doing your own gas and you will be having your own, doing your own car insurance. And she didn't throw a fit. She said, okay, and he said, so it's time to get a job. Are we asking too much? He felt fine after the conversation. I felt like, holy cow, she's an A student, her senior year, also playing sports, varsity sports. Are we asking too much of her? Or do y'all feel like that this is the way we begin
Nope.
I really wish it had taken y'all at least a moment in time. I wish it would have at least taken y'all a second. Insurance is too much, Carolyn said. Shannon had to pay hers at 16? Okay, well, and look how she turned out. David, look how she turned out.
See, that's the thing too. I mean, she has friends that have car notes since they were 16, or they wouldn't have a car, and that they've had to pay for, the oil changes and the registration and those kind, and she's not done that, and so we've got a year to get her, at least acclimated to. I've got to make money to pay, pay some bills, because it's only gonna.
She filled out 3 applications yesterday. She filled out Ulta. She filled out Java Jack's coffee shop, and she filled out waitressing at a local little restaurant here in town. And we'll see. Personally, I would love it if she would get the coffee shop, because it's a real laid back coffee shop. It's not a Starbucks where it's like busy, busy, busy. Real laid back, but it'd be just her vibe. I wish she would get that one, but I think we're gonna do it. And I hear what some of y'all are saying, like, what if her grades start to slip or whatever? We will watch that. We will watch that. But I think it's time. Remy hasn't ever had to pay for a thing. Nothing. She doesn't understand the value of $1. We are behind the curve on that. And so, anyway, what is it?
Oh, I was just seeing somebody said it's a personal choice. What do you want her priorities to be? And I would say, I want her priorities to be to become an adult, to grow into an adult and understand the value of $1. And it's hard for any kid
and
to
not
really
live in debt.
It's really hard for any kid to understand the value of $1 if they've never had to make $1 and spend $1. Mm-hmm. And so, yeah, that's the priority. I will say the only thing I'm a little bit, I don't say concerned, curious about is because she does, we're not for sure about soccer, but she's playing tennis for sure, is practices and the matches and all that kind of stuff, and how,
But David, you did the same thing and you had a job. They work it out, okay? I worked at Grandy's Fried Chicken, and I can't tell you how flexible they were with my choir schedule. I didn't play any sports, but I sang in the choir, and we would meet every day from 3 to 3:30, okay? And Grandy's worked with that, David. She did not bank some this summer. Please know she gets paid about 17 cents an hour at that camp.
She is paid more than that, but.
Well, listen, you guys, we're going to talk about presumed innocent here in a second. But before we do, on a more serious note, I hope that you will offer a word of prayer. I never ask for this, but I am actually leaving here as soon as I'm done. And I'm going to take my computer and all my work stuff, and I'm going to try to create some content today, even if it's over at my parents' house. But my mother is very, very sick. And for my dad to call me specifically and not be funny at all on the phone, sometimes he'll be like, hey, Dad, what's up? Oh, your mom, she's sick again. Whatever, like husbands and wives do. But he called me specifically last night and said, hey, babe, your mom's really sick. She's not doing well. And my mom has an issue that she has gotten repeatedly, and it's called cellulitis. It starts like if I'm understanding correctly, like some kind of staph inside the bloodstream, but it turns into cellulitis, and it's always in the same arm. It's always in her right arm, and it goes from the tips of her fingers all the way up her arm, depending on how bad it is. The arm swells up. It becomes very, very, very red with fever, and it swells so much that the skin can literally start pulling apart, and it can be quite serious. My mom has been hospitalized for it twice. Now the doctor, it can be very, very serious, Carolyn. Now the doctor is kind of Like, yeah, well, we know what it is. You're just going to lay in a hospital, so I'll just put you on some pain pills and some really strong antibiotics. But when the fever gets super high, that's very dangerous. And so last night, he said she was out asleep because the fever he said, most I can't even touch her. She's so hot with fever. So my mom, of course, went through chemo and radiation. She has zero immune system. So she gets very sick very easily. And, this can be serious. So if you guys would just pray for her. It was so much so that he has to go into a meeting at work today, and he doesn't want her home alone. So I'll be there with her, sitting with her this afternoon. So if y'all would just please love on her and think about her. All right, on to murder. Okay? On to murder. We are now going to discuss the very last episode of Presumed Innocent starring Jake Gyllenhaal on Apple TV. Get off if you haven't seen it or you don't want us to hear about it, because here we go. Last night before we started the episode, I said, we got to go around the room and everybody has to say who they think did it. Okay? And, I like the idea of that cocktail because that could really help her. Anyway, okay, it's an IV that she could go to MD Select and literally just get in her bloodstream. Okay, anyway, we had to go around the room, and this is what was our three guesses. It went to David, and he said, I think Tommy Molto is just too noticeable, but I still say he had something to do with it. It got to me, and I said, I think it's the woman that works in the office who testified that she did not like Carolyn. She did not care for Carolyn. And I think she had a little thing for Rusty. I think it's that woman. Remy said, I'm going to tell y'all right now, it's that daughter. Remy goes, it's the daughter. If it ain't her, it's the brother, but I don't think it's the brother. I do believe it's the daughter. What did y'all think? I thought it was a great ending. I would have been so hacked off if I had seen this. David, tell them what you saw on here a couple of days ago.
Well, I think it was a few weeks ago. We tried to, Melissa was saying, we don't care if we're going to spoil. We always are very cautious about that and tell you when we're about to spoil. I did not appreciate, and I have no idea who it was. I cannot remember.
Yeah, we don't have a clue.
And I don't remember if it was live. I feel like it was probably it was a replayer actually, I believe. But they said, well, if it's like Harrison Ford presumed innocent, the wife did it. I'm like, seriously?
See, I didn't see the comment because a replayer put it.
Yeah.
So, but see, Cindy is saying she thought it was the wife. People thought it could have been the wife, David.
I just didn't.
This woman was done dirty.
Yes, but, and I said this before we gave our, guesses last night. If it would have been the wife, it would have been disappointing because we never saw anything that would even give you the insight. Like, don't hide the whole thing. Like the lady in the office hid the whole thing, and then they just, you know what I mean?
Right.
Now, obviously, they tried to keep pointing it at Tommy Molto. Or
for
whatever.
sure.
But there was a few things, conversations with the daughter and the dad that you can look back. At the time, they may not have jumped up. You can look back. Going,
at the time,
okay,
they were a daughter and a dad. They were a daughter and a dad. But let me ask you this. Those of you who are commenting. When they are sitting in that garage, first of all, I have a question. What was the suitcase about? He said, I noticed that you packed your suitcase. Are you going somewhere or something like that? And she said, my therapist told me to do that in case you tried to explode this family again. What was that, like a go bag?
I think that's what in the time I was going, what, are they getting away? Did the
I guess it's just literally a go bag that she had in the closet. And if he does this again, she don't even have to think about it.
Yeah.
Okay. So anyway, she's in there. She's doing her Peloton or whatever. He comes in. When he starts to talk to her and he starts laying it out, She looked at him and she went, no, like that. And I thought, okay, she was contemplating leaving. Okay. And I thought, oh my gosh, she did it. Oh my gosh, she did it. She's saying no because she's like, he figured it out. She did it. But then when he said, I wanted to get it off of you, he is the one that tied Carolyn up. That to me was a shock.
It was a shock, and I did have just a touch of a problem with the reality of that.
Why?
He goes back over there. Okay, I don't know what night of the week. This was a Wednesday night. He had been at work all day. He's got work tomorrow. He goes back over there to check on her and, beg her not to leave him or whatever one more time. Goes in and sees that she's dead. And immediately thinks, absolutely, this has to be my wife. There's no other alternative, no other possibility. It has to be my wife, and I have to cover it up. And there was that case we had 2 years ago that I could put him on that. And fortunately, I know it's 1 o'clock, but the rope store is still open. So I'm going to go and I'm going to get
David, don't do that. Don't be that guy. Don't
bit,
be that guy.
I'm just saying.
You're saying this because it's Jake Gyllenhaal. If this was a Harrison Ford movie.
Yes. Cindy said they said the same thing. That's a planned thing. The rope and the intricacy and, whatever. Not I'm going to light the house on fire. Like, you know what I mean? Something in the moment. That is a thought out thing. Where did he get the rope? And evidently, where did he get like gloves or whatever where it wasn't, where he wasn't on the rope, like his DNA wasn't on the rope.
Okay, let me tell you something. I thought his closing argument was amazing. I thought his closing argument was so good. When he said his last line, I am not an honorable man, but ironically, I'm asking you to be one. I thought was wonderful. I thought he was great. When he said to her, but where did you get the poker? How did you get the poker in there? And that daughter walks into that room and says, she didn't, I did. I'm going to tell y'all something. I about died. And Remy screamed, I knew it. Y'all never trust me. And I knew it. I have a nose for these things. I just knew it. I knew it. And she was right. She said there was too many things that the daughter said that were deep. They were thinking things. She was feeling things that even the son wasn't. And they're like the same age. They're both teenagers. She said it was the daughter. I thought it was so well done. I thought it was really, really well done. But I did have a question for y'all. Oh, okay. Here's my question. When the daughter tells her story and she says how she goes over there and she's going to tell Carolyn, please leave my family alone. Just leave my dad alone. Stop. I had a real problem with how Carolyn acted. Did anybody else? I'm not saying that what she did was justified, okay? But did anybody else find Carolyn Polimas to be a little bit of a B?
Well, especially
during that time?
Especially, it was going okay when she said, it's really your dad. I've been trying to leave, blah, 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 whatever. But when she went...
Well, it's going to be kind of hard.
It's going to be kind of hard because that was a little... I'm not saying she deserved to die, but I'm saying that is definitely, I think, what...
For sure. It immediately told me why she has no relationship with her son. She seemed to be kind of a cold-hearted woman. She should have just said, okay, and sent her home. Carolyn would probably still be here talking to all of us. Anyway, great show. Remy goes, I wish there were more shows like that on. And I said, Remy, if you want another, and maybe y'all can think of one. I said, if you want another show like that, a true detective, like whodunit, I haven't seen one as good as that one since Mayor of Easttown. I thought I thought Remy would really enjoy Mayor of Easttown. Let's see if she can guess who did that one, because I didn't see that one coming. So I don't know if y'all remember that one with Kate Winslet on HBO. I'd rewatch it with Remy. I'd rewatch it with her. But if there's another show, Ruth Be Told on Apple TV.
Truth be told, Isn't that what they were meaning to say?
Maybe she meant truth be told, but it changed it to Ruth be told. I'm like, I don't know that one. So anyway.
Truth is, who is
Mayor of
in-
Easttown. Truth be told. But Mayor of Easttown was even, I watched Truth Be Told. Mayor of Easttown was even better than that.
Would she like, I don't know if Rumi would like because it's set in England or whatever. What's that one that you watched?
Broadchurch.
Yes, is that the one I'm thinking? Yeah.
Yes, but David, that's about small children. I don't know if I'm ready for Rumi to watch
Oh,
that
is it?
one.
Oh,
yeah.
okay. I just remembered you being into that. I didn't.
All right, that was a good one. Okay, well, you guys have a wonderful day. Say a word of prayer for my mom if you wouldn't mind, and I will.
And I just need to make
sure.
a public service announcement. Number one, Rusty on the show.
Did you notice his name? Did you notice his name was Roskovic Sabich? Roskovic? Is that how they said it?
Oh.
He went by Rusty. But I noticed that when they put something on the screen one time, and it said versus Roskovic or something, Sabich. What name would that be?
I don't know what that is.
Anyway, it doesn't matter, but go ahead.
But Rusty could have been 100% independently guilty all by himself. And they could have had, like, blood evidence. And Tommy Malto's bolo tie would have lost
That case.
the case for him. Not even to mention if any of the jury found out that he was a grown single man that was living
There's
with
nothing
cats.
wrong with a man having a cat. Can I ask you a question?
A man can have a cat, but there can't be a higher number of cats in the home than a dog.
If I died, would you get rid of our cats?
I would not.
We have two. We have one dog. Which cat would you kill off?
Well, first of all, I said a single man.
I would be dead.
I'd have to go get another dog.
I thought you were going to say another woman.
I'd have to
I was
get
gonna say, good luck to her.
I'd have to do one of the two.
Good luck to her.
I had to get another woman or another dog. You cannot have more cats than dogs if you're a single man.
I didn't like how he held that cat. That made me uncomfortable. No wonder that cat kept trying to run away.
And I loved the. I didn't love him. He kind of got on my nerves, but the DA or whatever. When he was like, "Are you okay?"
I keep trying to respond to y'all's comments on here, like give you a thumbs up, like it's Facebook or something, and I can't. But I was going to say this about the Amy Snelling comment. Yes, I've seen it. Okay, love you guys very much, and I will talk to you. See you on Monday.
See ya.
Wait, is today Thursday things? Oh, I forgot to show anything because I wasn't here yesterday. I thought today was Wednesday the whole time. It's too late now. Love y'all. Bye.